The next step to adding a button is to even playing with images. We've been playing just with colors. We might have even look at using some of our background colors that we have to really make things come alive. Our really goal here is what can we do to actually make these things engaging. So I'm going to come back to here and I'm just going to go really simple. I'm going to go back to the anchor link and I'll actually go into the hover state of that anchor link that we just created in the previous section. And just for the background, I'm going to get rid of the background. I'm going to add in my image, the one that we had from our style guide. I'm going to reload the page, and now when I reload, the image is now part of the background. Really cool, and you can look at me and say, Adrian, why is this so excited? Why do you think this is great? Imagine if I actually took an image that was a PNG, like a circle or a fish or an animal or a shape that had transparency, and I actually put one image into the anchor state, the active state, and one in the hover state. I can inherently create an overlay. Prior to this, in order to create that overlay pattern of one image on top of the other, we used to need to use JavaScript in order to look at that active area. Now what's really powerful in CSS 3.0 is when I do an overlay state, I'm actually using images and I'm using CSS. There's a lot of power there because I've cut out the excess and I've used a really simple technique to make a really wonderful display here. And even to make this further, if I wanted to take this, the same image, position it here, and maybe even change the positioning of the hover state, and reload this, I have the background, and of course nothing really, I could actually use bottom instead. I reload it, and now my hover state actually went to the bottom of that image that was really had that dark gradient. So I actually used the same image and changed it up a bit. There's actually a technique in optimization called CSS Sprites that actually uses this technique to take a sheet of images, inherently a large transparent PNG with little images dropped inside of it, and it actually takes the same background images and just moves them over from 120 pixels to 40 pixels to the right to take the different positioning of different images to actually make this work. It's an advanced technique called CSS Sprite, but it's based on this really simple state of using hover states and using background images to pull them. Great little technique, but it's something to explore with next.